Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatamritam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishana Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Bhashate Shatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we welcome you all for the Saturday class. Sorry we were a little late. The rains have just started. Margao, fortunately, unfortunately, rains have not come, but Honda it is raining very heavily. So today is the second day of the series of Essence of Bhagavad Gita, what we started from last week. How many of you all were not there last week? Good. So it's nice. So what we'll do is, before we start the class of today, we will just quickly recap what we discussed last week. So we started with, anyone can just say, we started with between man and animals. We said we are different from animals, we are not animals. Even though they say that we have come from monkeys, right? They say like that, but we have not. So then we discussed that there is a difference between man and animal. And the difference is the ability to think, ability to question. Question what? Question that why am I suffering? Right? And we saw we all want to be happy in this world, but there are so many problems, right? And then we discuss what are real problems of life. What are real problems of life? There are so many problems, but there are some real problem of life which we should be solving. What are those real problems of life? Birth, old age, death and disease. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Intelligent person is that person who doesn't work for roti kapda makan. वो तो आपको by default मिल जाएगा. Intelligent person is that person who works so that these four things can be avoided. No more birth, no more death, no more disease, no more old age. That is intelligent person. That is Aryan. That is where Krishna speaks about that. Krishna doesn't speak how you will get an MBA degree, how you will get more money, how you will get a good wife, big house, good husband. That is, उसके लिए तो बाकी सब चीजें हैं. This is highest knowledge what he is giving Arjuna. He tells Arjuna no more birth, no more death, no more disease. You have to go to such place. And then we said if this is a problem we have to solve, are we able to solve that problem? No. Krishna says no, you will not be able to solve that problem because we are looking for the solution in a wrong place. This place, what we are there right now, this world, Krishna says two words for this world. What is that? Two characteristics. Dukkhalayam. And second one is Ashashvatam. It is first of all, it is Dukkhalayam. We all agree, right? No matter how much money we have, how much fame we have, there is no one in this world who cannot say I was not unhappy on a given day. I am not also talking about 1 year. There is not even a day which goes in our life wherein we don't feel unhappy. We'll be unhappy because my IPL team lost. There are so many reasons for us to be unhappy. So many, right? So there is no way that we can be happy. And if at all we are happy also, it is a Shashvatam. It is that happiness is for so less time. You eat first gulab jamun, you are very happy. You eat second gulab jamun, okay. You eat third gulab jamun, the happiness goes down. Fourth, fifth, sixth, you say enough or nahi chahiye. Even someone forcibly puts a gulab jamun in your mouth, you say nahi chahiye, you will run away from them. So the happiness what you got, and this gulab jamun is, you can compare it to anything in your life, okay? When the happiness what we got on the first gulab jamun, if you eat the 10th one, it will not be the same. It is ashashvatam. So we should not be very much sad or very manak chad lan gyopas aina. See Bhagavad Gita, so nice principle it gives, na. We should not feel very bad about something. It is supposed to be like that. We are coming in the swimming pool, we will get wet. Don't feel bad. It is like that only. Krishna is saying that who made this world. It is ashashvatam and you will get only dukkha. So then what we should do? Live only with dukkha? No. We are spirit soul, Satchit Ananda. We are filled of knowledge, bliss and Ananda. So where we should be going? So Krishna says you are searching in the wrong place. You should not be searching in this world. He says come back to my world, spiritual world. And then Krishna gives so many shlokas in Bhagavad Gita which gives us idea of something is there beyond this world. He says, "Na tad bhasate suryo, na shashanka, na pavakaha, yad gatva na nivartante, tad dhama param mama." My dham is perfect. He just 2-3 shlokas he gives. He just gives the glimpse of what. He doesn't tell you in detail. Detail is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. He just gives glimpse. Tu udara. Baad mein dekh tu. Ye sab, you're not going to be. This is not a gentleman's place, right? And then we discuss that we have to go to Vaikunta. So we call it back to Godhead. And then we discuss how Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He himself says in Bhagavad Gita that Aham Sarvasya Prabhu Mata Sarva Pravardate. I am the owner, I am the maker and doer and runner of everything. I run everything. There is no one who says I am God. Right? Then Brahmaji says that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then Bhagavad Gita, we also discuss that when everyone else speaks in Bhagavad Gita, they say Dhritarashtra uvacha, Sanjay uvacha, this uvacha, that uvacha. But when Krishna speaks, they don't say Krishna uvacha, they say Bhagavan uvacha. And who wrote Bhagavad Gita? Lord Ganesha. Right? Then we also saw what is the difference between Krishna and demigods. Because we are in India, we are been worshipping so many demigods. There's nothing wrong in it. It's perfect. But we should be knowing the difference between them. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and all the demigods are subordinate to him. And these are the words of the Shastras. There is nothing. Brahmaji himself says that I don't know, you created me, but I see so many different Brahmas having so many different forms. I didn't know that something like this also existed. When Krishna calls him to Vrindavan, when Brahma Vimohan Leela, during Brahma Vimohan Leela. So like that there are interactions between so many different entities. So with this understanding we stopped over there, and then last we saw what Krishna says what should be the goal of life. थोड़ा इको हो रहा है क्या? ठीक है ना, पहले ठीक था, कुछ तो किया आप लोगों ने. What should be the goal of life? So what should be the goal of life as per Krishna, what he has written in Bhagavad Gita? We discussed that and we stopped, and then we will be starting today's class. Yes, attaining Krishna. Krishna says, Mam eva uttamam gatim. If you attain me, Mam eva, that's uttamam gati. And that is in the 7th chapter, 18th shloka. Okay. So from here we will go to the second part of our series. So first part we understood that we are different from animals. We should have a goal in life. There is no happiness in this world. If it is there, it is not that much. We have to go to Vaikunta. Vaikunta is Krishna. Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita that you have to attain me. That's the goal of human life. So now if that's the goal of human life, how to attain it? कैसे करेंगे अभी? So the best person without wasting our time is Krishna himself. We have to ask Krishna, Krishna, you told that I have to go to Vaikunta. Now you only tell how should I go. And that also he has given in Bhagavad Gita. This one book, everyone should have a personal copy. I am not saying one book in the house which will be kept like that. You see how it is kept? It is kept for, it is just to show that Bhagavad Gita is there. No, everyone should have a personal copy. It should get dirty. Your hand should be there on it. You should have marking on it. Cover should be torn. Don't go and tear the cover. right? Because if you use the book very often, it gets thrown. Otherwise, it remains there as it is. We don't want it to be as it is because you should open it. You should open it, read it. Even 2 slokas a day, more than enough. It takes 5 minutes. Right? I please recommend you all have come to this level. Please don't waste time without reading Bhagavad Gita every day. Right? So we will see the best ways to know the glories of Bhagavad Gita is to best way to reach Krishna is to asking him, and he says the way is through Bhagavad Gita. So before we understand the different process what Krishna has given to reach him to go to Vaikuntha, we will understand the glories of Bhagavad Gita, so that we appreciate this what Krishna has given us. So if you all have Bhagavad Gita or you all have read it, there is introduction part of Bhagavad Gita what is written, and in the last page of introduction there is Gita Mahatma. What is the opulence of Gita? That is written in one page. So if you see over there, in the 6th sloka of Gita Mahatma, it is written, Gita Upanishad, means Bhagavad Gita, is the essence of all the Upanishad. This is the essence of all the Upanishad. It's the essence of all the Vedas. We say, no, we are Vedic people, we are Vedas, we are Upanishads, we are Itihasas. So Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all the Upanishad. And it is just like a cow. And Lord Krishna, who is famous as a cowherd boy, is milking this cow. And Arjuna is just like a calf, a small cow. And learned scholars and pure devotees are drinking the nectarian milk of Bhagavad Gita. So if you understand all the Vedic literature, which is so much, if you read it also, will not be able to understand. Lakhs and lakhs and lakhs of shlokas are there. In our childhood, we used to say that, अशें कित्याक करपा जाय, शास्त्रान बरयला तें अशें करपा जाय म्हणून. कोणाक खबर आसा? Who has read the Shastras? We have not even seen the Shastras, right? But the Shastra which is very readily available for us is Bhagavad Gita. And here in Gita Mahatma it is written, this Bhagavad Gita is the milk. It's like the essence of cow is what? It's a milk. And this is the essence of all the Vedas, Bhagavad Gita. So if we know Bhagavad Gita, we know all the Vedas. And it is not much, only 700 slokas. If you read Gita every day, it's like I am reading my Vedas every day. They are saying we are from Bharat Bhumi, we should be knowing Vedas, we should be knowing Bhagavad Gita. Don't waste your time in any other, serials and other things of this world, It's a waste of time. It's a real waste of time. Seriously, so sorry for telling all this. Use your time in reading Gita. Only this is Shashwat, this is eternal. Remaining everything is like, who cares about it? Right? So this is the glories of Bhagavad Gita. There is one very nice, you can read this page once you go home. Will not be able to read all this, but one very nice thing what is written is, this is Gita Mahatma Shloka 4. Because Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one need not read any other Vedic literature. One need only attentively and regularly hear and read Bhagavad Gita. In the present age, people are so absorbed in mundane activities that is not possible for them to read all the Vedic literature. But it is not necessary. This one book, Bhagavad Gita, is enough because it is the essence of all the Vedic literature, especially because it is spoken by Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. All other Vedas are not spoken by the Lord, they are spoken by different people. But Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Supreme Lord Himself. It is so powerful, these words are so potent. We should think, these have been spoken by the Supreme Lord. These words are so powerful. When you utter these shlokas at home, everything, all abhadra, everything will go out. You will become completely pure. But you should recite those shlokas, right? So this is Gita Mahatma. Now we get into Gita. So what is there in Bhagavad Gita? Some of you all must be reading Bhagavad Gita. How many shlokas are there in Bhagavad Gita? Total? 700. And how many chapters are there? 18 chapters. Perfect. So now if you see the first chapter is not directly, you don't open Gita and first chapter only Krishna speaks. No, first chapter is Dhritarashtra and Sanjaya. They speak about what is happening, kaun kya kar raha hai, kaun mara hai, kaun zinda hai, kya karne wale wo log. And then slowly Krishna starts speaking in the second chapter. First chapter is all about the background. So very first sloka of Bhagavad Gita, will recite some slokas. Yeah. So the first shloka is Dhritarashtra Uvacha. So we'll recite this. A lot of you all know this shloka. Dhritarashtra Uvacha.
Dhritarashtra Uvacha.
Dharma kshetre kurukshetre.
Dharma kshetre kurukshetre.
Samaveta yuyutsava.
Samaveta yuyutsava.
Mamakava pandavaschaiva.
Mamaka pandavaschaiva.
Kim kurvata Sanjaya.
Kima kurvata Sanjaya.
So Dhritarashtra, who is the father of Kauravas, is asking Sanjaya, who was his assistant, and Sanjaya had this special power that he was able to see live telecast. वहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है इधर दिखा सकता था. So he is asking क्या हुआ, what happened? What happened between whom?
Pandava.
No, he is not saying Pandavas and Kauravas. What is the word? He is using a word. मेरे पुत्र और मेरे भाई के पुत्रों के बीच में क्या हो रहा है? मेरे पुत्र और नेबर के पुत्रों के बीच में क्या हो रहा है? मेरे पुत्र और वो गांव के पुत्रों के बीच में क्या हो रहा है? See, द्वंद्व, me and my enemies. Right from childhood we are taught that द्वंद्व. And Dhritarashtra, right at the start of Bhagavad Gita, is telling us what is life. Life is dvandva. We always differentiate good, bad. My friends, enemies. And what happens is the friends become less and number of enemies become more because we see others the way we are. So Dhritarashtra saw this situation the way he was. He was what? Blind. So he was blind physically also and spiritually also he was blind. That's why he was not able to see the good of Pandavas and the bad of Kauravas. That's why he said, Mama Kava Pandavaschaiva. Pandu's putra and my. What has happened between them? Okay, so this is the starting of Bhagavad Gita. And that is what our life is. हमारी जिंदगी निकल जाती है द्वंद्व में. मेरा बच्चा, तू separate है. And then later what happens is life goes so far, बाद में turn करना difficult हो जाता है. इससे right from start पहले Bhagavad Gita was given to children. Right from start, so it was all explained to them properly. But then, whatever it is, we have come now, that's fine. At least now we can start. Right? So, this is the first sloka of Gita. It speaks about, and if you see, a lot of conflicts in our mind is because of what? Because of my perseverance. I feel that he is my enemy. I feel that that person doesn't like me and he is always plotting about me. Most of the problem in life is only because of that feeling. ऐसा तो होगा ही नहीं जिंदगी में, but ऐसा feeling होता है हमारा और जिंदगी उसी में निकल जाती है. And Bhagavad Gita in the very first shloka एकदम पूरी reality of life हमारे सामने खोल के रखती है. So it is just telling us what is there in Bhagavad Gita. हम बोलते हैं ना Bhagavad Gita is not for us, it is for the old people. It is right from child start speaking ना उधर से है वो. बच्चों के बीच में कितना दुश्मनी होता है. हमारे बीच में तो बड़े हम बच्चों किसके लिए झगड़ते हैं बच्चे? They fight for what? Toys. We also fight for toys, but our toys are big. That's the only difference, right? We fight for big toys, they fight for small toys. So that is the first shloka. And the last shloka of Bhagavad Gita, which is in the 18th chapter. This is the last shloka. Yeah, 18th chapter, 78th shloka. I'll tell you the meaning of it and then we'll recite. By that you will understand the recitation better. So the last shloka, first shloka spoken by Dhritarashtra, last shloka spoken by Sanjay. And Sanjay says what? This is end, सब हो गया, पूरा भगवद गीता बोल दिया. फिर धृतराष्ट्र बोलता है, बोलो अभी क्या है? तुमको क्या लगता है? What you feel? Dhritarashtra is asking Sanjay, what you feel? क्या होगा? Means he's asking, कौन जीतेगा? To what Sanjay is telling, I'll tell you. He says, wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystic, and wherever there is Arjun, the supreme archer, there will always be opulence, victory, extraordinary power and morality. This is my opinion. What they will have? Opulence, victory, extraordinary power and morality. That is my opinion. That's what Sanjay says. And where there is Krishna and where there is Arjun. Means where there is righteousness, wherever there is dharma, these four things will be there. Okay, now we'll recite this shloka. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna,
Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna,
Yatra Partha Dhanurdhara,
Yatra Partha Dhanurdhara,
Tatra Shriyaha Vijayo Bhuti,
Tatra Shriyo Vijayo Bhuti,
Dhruvani Matir Mama,
Dhruvani Matir Mama.
So in life what we want these things. यही चाहिए हमें, पीस चाहिए, ऑपुलेंस चाहिए, एवरीथिंग, मोरालिटी चाहिए, पीपल शुड नॉट से बैड अबाउट अस. And Sanjay is saying, if we follow Krishna and if we follow Arjuna, this is what it's going to be. So we follow the Supreme Lord Krishna like Arjuna did, we will have this. And that is the last shloka of Gita. So वो कैसे अटेन करना है ये सब बीच में, right? And if you carefully see, Bhagavad Gita starts from Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre, the, and the last word is in this shloka. This shloka is the last shloka. So the last word is Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. So it starts from the and ends on ma. That is Dharma. And बीच में Bhagavad Gita है, right? So there are a lot of things about Bhagavad Gita like that. So if you see how it starts, how it ends, and everything between that. That is the glories of Bhagavad Gita. So why I said this is Bhagavad Gita is a very exciting book. First of all, it's not a book, it's a living book. It's very exciting. It's not some old people only should read it. It's not relevant. It is relevant for every sphere of our life. In what mentality you read Bhagavad Gita will speak back to you. And it will really give solution to your problem. It will not tell you written, but your mind will help you in getting the solution. Right? So that's the starting of Bhagavad Gita. So what is there in Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita deals with 5 topics. The whole Bhagavad Gita, the 700 shlokas, what is there? It deals with 5 topics. Who is God? It tells us who is God, what we discussed last time. It tells us who we are. God to ठीक है, who we are. A lot of time we only don't know who we are. Right? We are just living with identity. इसने बोल दिया तुम्हारा नाम ये है, ये तुम्हारे घर है. So we are saying who we are. But a lot of time we don't know who we are. Now when we say we don't know who we are, it is talking about not our material identity. It is talking about our spiritual identity. There is a shloka in Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says, when you were small, you were looking different, you are grown up, you are looking different. So is the person changed? Person is same. Then how you are looking different? Body is changed. That means you are not this body. Right? When we say something like the example what we normally give is, I say this is my, what is this is my hand. This is not me, right? This is my hand. This is my leg. What is this? This is my, so where am I? This is my body. Then where am I? Right? A lot of such things what really makes us think. But what has happened is we have got so busy in the material life कि यार छोड़ दे सब, इसको पढ़ा है, who is I, body, hand, leg, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? खाओ पियो मजा करो, यावम जीवे सुखम जीवे, ऋणम कृत्वम घृतम पीवे. Drink ghee, don't eat ghee, because if you drink ghee you become healthy. Right? Rinam kritvam, bag, borrow, steal, live a luxurious life. Who is bothered about this? Bhasmi bhutasya tehasya. Once you die, the whole body will be finished. Why you are bothered about next life? That is the mentality what we are living in. But if intelligent person is that person who will take a pause and think. अभी यहाँ तक तो मैं आ गया, अभी मुझे यही नहीं करना आगे, मुझे इससे भी बड़ा कुछ चाहिए. Something which will यद गत्वा ना निवर्तन्ते, ऐसा चाहिए मुझे. उधर भी जाओ, उधर से भी लात मार के निकाल देंगे. आई गो टू स्वर्ग लोक में व्हाट इट इज छिन्न पुण्य मृत्यु लोक विशंति. छिन्न पुण्य, वी गेट लॉट ऑफ पुण्य एंड वी गो टू स्वर्ग लोक इज लाइक 7-star hotel. They will welcome you, they will garland you, they will fan you, but they will do it as long as you have the amount to pay for those many days. Once those days are over, they'll smile and tell you get out. So Swargaloka is like that. Chinna Punya Mrityu Loka. That is this Vishanti. You will fall down. I don't want something like that. By which I'll come back over here to Margao. I don't want to come here. Right? I want to once I go out. I should be. Tell me that. वो बोलो मुझे ये सब चीजें मत करो. मुझे मैकेनिक नहीं बनना है. मुझे बहुत बड़ा कुछ बनना है. Right? Everyone's aspiration is that. No one want to become a पंचर वाला. कोई बनना चाहता है क्या? पंचर निकालने वाला बनूंगा मैं. नहीं. I want to become an astronaut. Tell me something higher. So similarly, we should be also questioning. I don't want to take birth again in this material world. I don't want to go through all those 8.6 million stages of life. Tell me a way out, and that is what is Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita makes us think how we get out, and not only makes us think, it also gives us a way. Rasta dikari bhai, pura. Abhi we are tired by serving other people. They just give us some money. We work for some factory. We work for some people. They just give us some money. Normally they say that salary is the what it is, Salary is the bribe that they give you to forget your dreams. Salary is the bribe that they give you to forget your dreams. We have so many dreams, but we cannot fulfill it because we have to work for roti kapda makan. After we achieve a certain salary, certain wealth also, still we are stuck over there. Why? Because that's the life what we are taking. So it's just a bribe which they give us to forget what is our actual dream, where we want to actually go. Right? So Bhagavad Gita not only tells us, but it also shows the way. So Bhagavad Gita speaks about God, Krishna. It speaks about our soul. We are not his body, we are soul. Third, it speaks about Kala, time. Fourth, it speaks about Prakriti, nature. Nature is the surrounding. And fifth, it speaks about Karma. Karma is the activity. And it specifically speaks about what karma we should be doing by which soul will go to God. In the time span what we have. That is Bhagavad Gita. Okay. And in Bhagavad Gita there are various sections. Like the first section is Karma Yoga, what is called as Yoga. A lot of you all must have heard about it. There are 4 sections basically. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Karma Yoga, Krishna tells that we have to do your karma. The very famous shloka over here is Karmanye Vadikarasto Ma Phaleshu Kadachanam. You do your work and you will don't bother about your fruits. That is up to me what I have to give. So 2 students will write exactly the same paper, but one will get 40 marks, another will get 50 marks. Because when that guy's paper was to be checked, the teacher must have fought at home and come. We don't know. Yeah, it's a fact. Everyone studies similarly, but result same nahi aata. Result is with Prakriti. We also don't know. I did my best here, but I had a result. But next time also do your best. Something else will become result. You think about it. It's not in our hands. So we should be bothered only with our karma. What action I have to do? I will do my action. It's not because people exam days, result days. Someone was telling other day, oh, kal result aata 10 sala to. The result of 10 जावं ना result येतकच मागे 10 जावं result of current teacher 10 असतं जाईल. Why you are tense? Because you did your work. अभी जो होना है कल होगा. But really, these small things help us to cope up with the pressure of the world. Otherwise, world is putting so much pressure. The child must not be bothered कल result है, but parents इतना बोलते हैं result है, उसको भी बाद में डर लगने लगता है. It's a fact, right? So the small things in life we should learn and we should also teach to our children. Otherwise, they also will become like us, a package full of anxieties and worries. That is what we are. We are filled with anxieties, filled with worries. That is what we want to give down. वही बना रहे हैं, वही प्रोडक्ट बन रहा है, उनके फ्रेंड्स भी वैसे ही बन रहे हैं, सोसाइटी वैसे ही बन रही है. इसलिए there is so much of worries, fears and anxiety in the world, right? So Bhagavad Gita speaks how step by step we can come out of that. So it speaks about Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga is getting knowledge about the Supreme Lord, about renunciation. So Karma Yoga is first. The next is Jnana Yoga. It's called the ladder of yoga. Then there is Ashtanga Yoga, knowing Lord by meditation, by doing yogic postures. And then we have Bhakti Yoga. Out of all these 4, Krishna says very clearly in Bhagavad Gita that Bhakti Yoga is topmost yoga. And you can attain me very easily in Kali Yuga by Bhakti Yoga. Because all other yoga processes are very lengthy. It is very difficult to come. It's not that we cannot attain God by Jnana Yoga. We can attain Him by Karma Yoga. We can attain Him by Ashtanga Yoga. But the process is very difficult. And especially for us. 1 घंटे का क्लास हमको बैठने के लिए इतना ऐसा 5 मिनट बाद सब पोजीशन चेंज होते हैं. अष्टांग योग में योगी को ऐसे घंटों बैठना पड़ता है. हम बैठेंगे क्या? नहीं होगा. भगवान को पता है. अगर कर सकते तो बहुत अच्छी बात है. It is good. We should do yoga. But God knows that we cannot do it in Kali Yuga. Manda sumanda mate. Our body is not designed only for it. That's why He is given very simple. Tukaram Maharaj used to say, Bhakti Marga is the simplest Marga, where you have to only glorify the Lord. You don't have to do anything. That we'll see next class. But today we'll discuss what Bhagavad Gita specifically speaks about. So Bhakti Yoga is the topmost yoga. So now we'll see some shlokas in Gita where Krishna specifically speaks about how Bhakti Yoga is the topmost yoga. The 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. I hope I reached there. Yeah. 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. The name of the chapter is Dhyana Yoga, which is totally dedicated for Ashtanga Yoga. And here Krishna speaks about, you can see this chapter, 6th chapter. he speaks about how we should be sitting, how we should be doing asanas, yoga, everything he speaks about here. And at the end of this chapter, which is the 47th shloka, and then he says to Arjuna, the 46 shlokas, he says, Tasmat Yogi Bhava Arjuna, means you have to become a yogi. He says this is the 46th shloka. And in 47th shloka, Krishna tells what is the best of all the yogis. And he says, I will read the meaning and then we will recite this. Krishna says, of all the yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me and thinks of me within himself and renders transcendental loving service unto me, he is most intimately united me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion, and that is what Krishna says. So we will recite this shloka. Yoginam api sarvesham madgate antaratmanam Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam Same yukto tamo matah. So Krishna says, one who always remembers me, worship me in the deep depth of his heart, that type of person is always united to me, united with me in yoga. That is, we discussed yesterday on demigod worship, right? So in the 9th chapter, Krishna says, Yanti deve vrita deve Pita yanti prita vritaha bhutani yanti bhuteja yanti mad yajanopi mam. Krishna says, those who worship demigods will take birth among the demigods in the next life. Those who worship the ancestors go to the ancestors. Those who worship ghosts and spirits, there are people who worship ghosts and spirits, will take birth among such beings. And those who worship me will live with me. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. That's Krishna's words. I'm just reading the translation, no addition, no deletion. So Krishna specifically speaks about here. He is not saying worship me. Bhagavad Gita is something which will never be forced. Bhagavad Gita gives all the options. At the end of Bhagavad Gita, in the 18th chapter, Krishna tells Arjuna, I have given you the most confidential knowledge. Now you think about it and act as you like. That's it. Krishna washes his hands and he just sits on the ratha. Abhi bol bhai. यहाँ लेके जाना है वहाँ लेके जाना है तू डिसाइड कर मैंने तुझे बोला सर he doesn't say do this it's up to you decide तुझे कौन सा ट्रेन में बैठना है जाके but I have told you this is best this is second class third class fourth class fifth class तू अभी कौन से ट्रेन में घुसना है यथाशक्ति जाओ तो here he specifically tells about here if we worship what we will get if we worship bhutas we'll go to Patal Lok. If we do something else, we'll go there. If we worship Krishna, we'll go to Krishna. And what is the dham of Krishna? Ya gatva na nivartante tad dham paramam mama. Once we go there, we don't fall down. We go to the heavens, we'll fall down. We'll come back to the material world. Because chinya punya mrityu loka vishanti. Once it is over, once the whatever balance is over, we'll be back over here. Right? So Bhagavad Gita speaks about eternal life. It doesn't speak about something very small. सुबह कमाया शाम को खाया नहीं it speaks about eternity right so that is there's one more shloka which is very very famous sarva dharma parityaj we'll recite this sarva dharma parityaj mamekam sharanam vraj aham tam sarva papebhyo mokshayisha ma suchah So here Krishna says सर्व धर्म परित्याज. अभी आप लोग बोलेंगे हमारे लिए अभी बोला तो ठीक है अभी तो बहुत सारे धर्म हैं अर्जुन के टाइम पे तो एक ही धर्म था ना हिंदू धर्म बट तो why he is saying सर्व धर्म परित्याज give up all religion and surrender unto me I will save you I will protect you from everything ma sucha do not fear. So when he speaks about dharma he doesn't speak about Hindu dharma Muslim dharma Christian dharma. He speaks about different mental dharmas what we have. We have Putra dharma, we have Sri dharma, we have Purush dharma, we have Rashtra dharma, we have dharma of the society. So Arjuna also was bound by some dharma to his teachers. He said, Dronacharya is my teacher, I cannot fight against him. Even though Dronacharya is wrong, but I cannot fight against him because that is against my dharma. Krishna says, "Arey Baba, he is going to finish the whole world. If you don't kill him, he will come and kill every one of you. You have to get up. You have to leave all these dharmas and surrender unto me. And don't worry, I will protect you." The last two words of this shloka is very, very hope-giving. The last two words of this shloka is Ma Suchaha. What? Ma Suchaha. Say Ma Suchaha. Ma Suchaha means do not fear. Do not fear. बहुत कम लोग, very few people can tell someone else do not fear. वो खुद डरा हुआ है, तुमको क्या बोलेगा? It's a fact. It's a fact. Very few people. You see in your life, no one बेशक थे यार. कोविड के टाइम कोई तो बोलता था डूबाची गरज ना. तो वो ऐसा ही, वो खोखला है, that is all hollow. But very few people will really put eyes in your eyes and tell you do not fear. उसको भी नहीं पता क्या होने वाला है. God is saying, do not fear. So the origin is from here, Vyunukos. Don't worry. The origin is here in Bhagavad Gita, 5,000 years back. Ma Sucha. Don't be afraid. And Krishna says, surrender unto me. Don't be afraid. I take care of everything. This tells about what is there in Gita, how Krishna is Supreme Lord. Now the question is, fine, if I have to surrender unto you, then how we do this surrender? That is also what Krishna is speaking in Bhagavad Gita. So there are how many chapters in Bhagavad Gita? 18 chapters. So the 9th chapter is considered to be the middlemost chapter. It's like in center, ekdam chupa ke rakha hai. Okay. So the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the name of the 9th chapter is Most Confidential Knowledge. Chapter का नाम ही है Most Confidential Knowledge. You know, बोले तो भगवान वो like Ram school, Ram is there ना, तो they do revision. आपके स्कूल में रिवीजन होता था एग्जाम के पहले, टीचर रिवीजन करती थी और एग्जाम में कौन से क्वेश्चंस आते थे जो रिवीजन में वही आते थे. क्यों? टीचर को भी डर है ना, बच्चे पास होने चाहिए. सॉरी यार, ये टीचर्स आते हैं, आई एम सॉरी बट दैट्स अ फैक्ट. और हम लोग क्या बोलते थे लड़के को, रिवीजन क्या किया वही लिखा, वही तेरे को मैं सिखाऊंगा, तू पास होगा. तो भगवान भी उधर ऐसे ही कर रहे हैं. भगवान ये चैप्टर को ही नाम दिए हैं मोस्ट कॉन्फिडेंशियल नॉलेज. तू घूम मत होना 700 श्लोका में कहीं तू डर मत जाना, मैं मार्क करता हूँ अंडरलाइन, ये पढ़. तो भगवान ने लिखा है मोस्ट कॉन्फिडेंशियल नॉलेज. सच में यार ये चैप्टर जो है ना, रियली मोस्ट कॉन्फिडेंशियल नॉलेज है. कृष्णा सेज इन द स्टार्ट ऑफ द चैप्टर, राज विद्या राजगुह्यम, दिस इज द मोस्ट कॉन्फिडेंशियल, एंड इफ यू नो दिस यू डोंट हैव टू नो एनीथिंग एल्स. 3rd श्लोका में भगवान बोलते हैं राज विद्या राजगुह्यम. एंड ये आगे मींस देन यू से व्हाट इज दैट, बोलो क्या है. मैं बोलता हूँ अभी, हम लोग शास्त्रों में बहुत बोलते हैं भगवान ने ऐसा बोला है वैसा बोला है. उसको पूछा क्या बोला है, नहीं वो तू पढ़, मुझे नहीं पता है. बट इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस. भगवान ने क्या बोला है 9th चैप्टर में, ये पढ़ो. आज के बिफोर द नेक्स्ट क्लास और नेक्स्ट सैटरडे 7 दिन में 9th चैप्टर तो पढ़ो, बाकी का बाद में देखते हैं. राइट. सो हियर कृष्णा सेज दिस इज द मोस्ट कॉन्फिडेंशियल नॉलेज. इफ यू नो दिस देयर इज नथिंग एल्स रिमेनिंग टू नो. I'll read, we'll discuss and recite only 3 shlokas. Okay, there are a lot of more things Lord has discussed over here. 9.14. Yeah, 9.14 Krishna says, so what is that which is most confidential? What Krishna wants Arjuna to know, and Krishna tells Arjuna, if you follow this, you will come back to me. There is nothing for you to fear, Masucha. So 9.14 Krishna says, you know what he says? Always chant my glories. ISKCON में सबसे पहले ये देते ना, आप लोग कोई भगवत गीता पढ़ने के लिए ISKCON में आते हैं, ये बाद में दे दो. हरे कृष्ण, मुझे भगवत गीता पढ़ना है, मुझे सारे 700 श्लोक एकदम बाय हार्ट करने हैं, मेमोराइज. ये पहले ISKCON में ये क्यों देता है? ये इसके वजह से, ये श्लोका की वजह से. कृष्णा says, always chant my glories, endeavor with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. Okay, we'll recite this shloka. Satatam kirtayanto mam,
सततं कीर्तयन्तो मां,
yatantascha dridhavrata,
यतन्तश्च दृढव्रता,
नमस्यायन्तश्च चामाम, नामशन्तश्च मां भक्तो,
नामशन्तश्च मां भक्तो,
नित्ययुक्ता उपासते.
नित्ययुक्ता उपासते.
So Krishna says, Satatam kirtayanto mam. How to do kirtan of the Lord? Satatam बोले तो 24 घंटे. हम तो बोल रहे 2 घंटे, आप लोग बोले 2 घंटे बहुत होता है प्रभु जी, 2 घंटे नहीं. आज टाइम मिला क्या जपा करने? नहीं, आज मिला ही नहीं टाइम. भगवान क्या बोल रहे हैं? सततम his standard is सततम. IIT में घुसना है तो करना पड़ेगा, नहीं तो ITI. Decide भाई, पंचर वाला बनना है. No offense against anyone, but our aspiration is very high. इसे aspiration high है ना, तो उतना दाम भी चुकाना पड़ेगा. सततम कीर्तन तो माम, that's my standard. I'm not putting a gun on your head. If you don't follow me, you're a jihadi, I'll kill you. No, you don't do it. Okay, I'll wait for you. But knowledge is there. Satatam Kirtanam to Mam is a standard. It's only because of the acharyas that they have reduced and made it only 2 hours. ये 2 घंटा भी बहुत भारी लगता है हमारे सर के ऊपर. प्रभुपाद ने पहले 64 बोला था. They said, Prabhupada, 64 too much. The Shishya said, all those disciples, too much. 64 rounds नहीं होगा हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र का. Prabhupada said 32. Too much. Prabhupada said 16, nothing below that. And I take guarantee. So when great souls take guarantee, then Krishna says, okay, fine, Prabhupada's people, come back. So at least 16 we should do. Prabhupada का standard तो सततम है, 24 hours है. And it is same, वो बोलते हैं ना, खय बरेला शास्त्रान जपा करपाचा है म्हणून आपण बरेला. People ask this question sometimes. कहाँ लिखा है शास्त्र में, दिखाओ मुझे. लिखा है भाई 9.14. सततम कीर्तन तो माँ मेरा कीर्तन करो. तो माता जी कीर्तन कर रही थी, हम लेट हो गए तो और एक उन्होंने भजन गाया. वो तो 24 घंटा रहना चाहिए. सततम कीर्तन तो माँ, this is कीर्तन. नाम कीर्तन of the Lord what we are doing, right? So if you read भगवत गीता ना, देगा वो आपको दरवाजा खोल देगा. कहीं पे तो एक चाबी देगा सीक्रेट की, और वो सीक्रेट की मिलने के लिए भगवत गीता पढ़ना पड़ेगा. सीक्रेट की है देखो, इसके लिए कुछ इंटरप्रिटेशन का भी जरूरत नहीं, बट सिंपल पढ़ा तो समझ में आता है व्हाट वी शुड डू, राइट? दैट इज व्हाट इज मोस्ट कॉन्फिडेंशियल नॉलेज. कृष्णा इज टेलिंग अर्जुन. Okay, first point. Second most confidential knowledge. 9.27. 9.27 is this is very nice. Krishna says, whatever you do, थोड़ा scary है, but है fact. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. और एक बार बोलता हूँ, whatever we do, Krishna is telling Arjuna, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, whatever austerity you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. Black and white लिखा है. और कुछ simple English, 5वीं का लड़का भी पढ़ेगा तो सब समझ में आ जाएगा, right? So भगवान बोलते हैं हम जो भी whatever we do, whatever we eat, whatever work we do, think that I am doing, not think, actually do it only for me, right? So that means we should be so honest in our dealings. We should be very careful in what I am eating. We cannot offer meat to the Lord. नहीं कर सकते. That's why we say become vegetarians, right? We suggest, we don't force, right? Then you offer it to the Lord. Then the bhoga what you offer becomes prasad. Eat that prasad. तो बोले कहाँ लिखा है ऐसा? यहाँ लिखा है भगवत गीता में, जो भी आप खाते हो मुझे ऑफर कीजिए. भगवान तो नहीं खाते ना. आपके घर में कोई गेस्ट आया, आप गेस्ट को क्या खिलाएंगे? जो उन्हें पसंद है वही खिलाएंगे ना. You will not feed him what you like. If you want to make him happy, you will think, oh, he came last time, he had told me he liked this, I'll cook that only for him. Similarly, Lord doesn't eat any ऐसा ऐसे का कुछ भी थोड़ी खाएंगे वो, right? So that's why we have to become vegetarians. So we'll speak about it later. So this is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Whatever we do, so any work we do, we should think, I'm a teacher, I'm doing this teaching job as an offering to the Lord, so that I can help all His children. So whatever job, so then our karma becomes bhakti. Otherwise it becomes karma, right? That's why we should not do ugra karma. What is ugra karma? Cheating others, creating violence, टोपी पहनाना लोगों को. वो बातें भगवान को ऑफर नहीं कर सकते ना. So that's why in temple also when we accept donations and all, we are very careful whom we offer. भगवान बोल रहे don't offer, don't accept. क्या हो गया? आज जो UPS चला गया. I think it might rain. I hope you all have umbrellas. Stranger लगा. So we have to be very careful. In a temple also we are very careful. We don't accept donations from which is coming from the wrong way. We try to find out, is it coming from a bar, it is coming from some gambling. We just humbly say thank you. So because it gets karma, it gets lot of karma. Same for us. It gets us also a lot of karma. The money what we earned by wrong ways, it will not make us happy. Because we cannot offer it to the Lord. And that is what Krishna is saying over here. And he is saying this is the most confidential knowledge, O Arjuna. Okay, so we'll recite this shloka. This shloka is very, very famous. यत् करोषि यद् अस्नासि यत् जुदोषि ददासि यत् यत् तपस्य कौन्तेय तत् करुषु मद अर्पणम. So whatever you do, yat karoshi. अच्छा ये वाला है. Thank you, Amrish Prabhu. Yat karoshi yad asnasi. Whatever you do, tat karoshi mad arpanam. संस्कृत है. This is not mixed. हमने कुछ डाला नहीं ISKCON ने इसमें और किसी और ने. जो भगवान ने बोला 5000 साल पहले, the same thing we are telling over here. Whatever you do, offer it to me. Right? This is the most confidential knowledge. This is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. This is how to attain Krishna. आज का जो टॉपिक है, how to attain Krishna. Last time we saw Krishna is the goal of life. Now how to attain Krishna? Ask Krishna. Krishna is telling in 9th chapter, this is how you will attain me. Whatever work you do, think that you are doing it for me. Actually offer it to me. Whatever you eat, offer it to me and eat. That is prasadam. Right? Then we get Krishna. There is one more very nice shloka where Krishna says how to attain him. That is the 9th chapter. The name of the, what is the name of the 9th chapter? No, not confidential. The most confidential knowledge. हाँ, very confidential है भाई. किसी को बोलने का नहीं. एकदम जुवेल छुपे है उसमें. Right? The most confidential knowledge. And when the chapter gets over, we write conclusion in the end, right? Journal लिखते हैं ना, aims, apparatus, procedure, and then we write conclusion. So last shloka of the 9th chapter is the most confidential. एकदम last में रखा है भगवान ने. Sweet last में खाते हैं ना? Sweet खा के last में एकदम everything is over. So sweet is in the last. So this shloka Krishna says, engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee. भगवान ने बोला है. Offer obeisances to me. Worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely he will come to me only. Simple. Krishna is saying what? Attaining me. How to come to him? This one shloka speaks about it. Of course, all these shlokas what we discussed. Right? He says, engage your mind always in thinking about me. Man manao mad bhakto. Become my devotee, mad bhakto. Offer obeisances unto me, mad yaji. Or offer your worship to me, mam namaskuro. Being completely absorbed in me, you will surely come to me. और क्या चाहिए? भगवान ने एकदम ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट में बोला यहाँ पे. ये है भाई, अभी देख ले तू. यथाशक्ति ले ले, स्लोली 4 माला से चालू कर, फिर 5 कर, 6 कर, 16 कर. Give up some things. We normally tell the 4 regulative principles: no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling. ये 4 चीजें नहीं किया तो 99% of the sinful activities are out. You don't do any more sins then, right? So 4 regulative principles we call it. And then Lord says, always remember me. So this is one of the most powerful shlokas, the last shloka of most confidential knowledge chapter. So we'll recite this. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuro mam ivasya yuktamayam atmanam madparayanah. So this is what Krishna tells Arjuna. This is the essence of Gita, the 9th chapter. He is telling Krishna, Arjuna, how to come to me and what is a procedure to come to me, step by step. So if we see this, it boils down to what? Man mana bhava mad bhakto. Always in your mind think about me, chanting. So how we can always think about Krishna? If I sit down and chant very attentively for 2 hours, it will help me in remembering Krishna always. If you don't do practice, that's why we are called sadhakas. This is my sadhana, by which I will have that final goal of remembering Krishna always. Man mana bhava mad bhakto. Become my bhakta. Right? Worship me. Put obeisances to me. This is what Krishna is telling. So this process. So when you come to ISKCON, first thing we give you this. After 2-3 you make friends over here. After 2-3 times you come, they ask him, japa karta nahi tumi? ना कितना करता 1 2 0 कितना ऐसा कितना ही ना कभी खुशी कभी गम तारा कम कम. No, don't do that. This is the essence. ये essence है. That's why ISKCON में essence मिलता है. आप कॉलेज में जाते हो, कोई लड़का कॉलेज में क्यों जाता है? बिकॉज वहां पे एग्जैक्टली जो चाहिए इंजीनियर बनने के लिए वो सिखाते हैं. नहीं तो बुक्स तो सब है मार्केट में, इंजीनियरिंग बुक। वो नालंदा में गया तो सब बुक्स मिलता है, वो सब लाके पढ़ेगा क्या घर में बैठ के? नहीं, उधर 4 साल में इंजीनियर बन के बाहर आएगा लड़का। तो यहाँ क्यों आते हैं? एसेंस, इस्कॉन में एसेंस, वो शास्त्रों में ऑल द आचार्यज, ये है ना नीचे सब, ये आचार्य है हमारे, भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर, गौर किशोर दास, देखिए वहां पे बुक्स लेके बैठे हो, जपमाला लेके बैठे हैं। वहां पे षड गोस्वामी है, 6 गोस्वामीज ऑफ वृंदावन, ऑल द शास्त्रास दे स्टडीड एंड गिव द एसेंस, एंड दैट एसेंस इज व्हाट ISKCON इज डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिंग। सो व्हेन यू कम, फर्स्ट ओनली जपा, फिर आप स्लोली भगवत गीता खरीदेंगे, फिर वो कवर खुलेगा, फिर फर्स्ट श्लोका, फिर नींद आएगी, फिर सेकंड श्लोका, सेकंड चैप्टर, फिर 1 साल में किधर तो 9th चैप्टर पे पहुंचेंगे, फिर ये श्लोका मिलेगा, फिर बत्ती खुल नहीं, तभी आपको लगेगा जपा तो पहले से है, अरे वाह मैं तो जपा पहले से कर रहा हूं। यू गेटिंग द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ एसोसिएशन, दिस इज द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ एसोसिएशन, दिस इज द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ आचार्यज, दे गिव व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड, they don't wait, they don't tell you go through the whole process, देख ले कुछ मिलता है भगवत गीता में तो उद्धार होगा, फर्स्ट ओनली दे गिव यू व्हाट, जिससे उद्धार होगा। इसलिए जपा बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। हम लोग ऐसे पुश नहीं करते हैं, वी आल्सो चैंट, चैंटिंग इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट। कृष्णा से मन मना भव मत भक्तो, ऑलवेज रिमेंबर मी, एंड व्हेन वी चैंट वी रियली प्रैक्टिस हार्ड सो दैट वी रिमेंबर कृष्णा, right? So I really request everyone that please take up to the process of chanting Hare Krishna. Don't waste any more time. बाकी सब waste of time है. It is shram eva hi kevalam. Only what we chant, the time what we spent in chanting with the Lord, only that time is our sukruti for so many years and days and months. Remaining, किसको पता हम कौन है? You know what identity we want to make in this world? Who will? क्या फर्क पड़ता है हमारे होने ना होने से? But भगवान को फर्क पड़ता है. That's why he has given shastras. That's why he is sending so many teachers. So we should make the best use of it and start the process of chanting. 2 माला से चालू कीजिए, 4 माला कीजिए, slowly बढ़ा के उसे 16 माला पे लाइए. Come to 16 rounds. लाइफ में कुछ करना है ना, 16 माला वाला आदमी बनना है. ये कुछ भी हो, 16 माला हो, बाकी चीजें तो आ ही जाएंगी. इंजीनियर बनना है, इतना पैसा कमाना है, इतना नाम बनाना है, MLA बनना है, MP बनना है, प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनना है, वो तो बन ही जाओगे, उसमें कुछ बड़ी बात नहीं है. बड़ी बात है जपा करना. बिकॉज कलयुग में कृष्ण और राम ये शब्द लेना बहुत कठिन है, कठिन है. आते नहीं मुंह में नाम, लोगों के नाम डिफिकल्ट है लेना. सो इफ यू आर चैंटिंग 16 राउंड्स, यू शुड बी हैप्पी विथ योरसेल्फ. यू शुड टेल योरसेल्फ गुड, यू आर चैंटिंग 16 राउंड्स, कीप डूइंग दैट. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. बाकी सब चीजें आएंगी जाएंगी, सब लोग भूल जाएंगे आपने क्या अच्छा किया है, बट भगवान क्या याद रखेंगे? आपने कितना उनका नाम लिया. आप बोलेंगे ये कैसे भगवान है, अपना ही नाम लिया याद रखेंगे, ऐसे ही है हमारे भगवान, क्या करेंगे? इट लुक समटाइम्स वेरी इगोइस्टिक ना, एक अपना मेरा नाम लेगा तो ही याद रहेगा, क्या करेगा? दैट्स हाउ इट इज, एंड दैट्स हाउ ऑल दी great devotees like Hanuman ji, Tukaram Maharaj, everyone has lived the same life. Hanuman ji is still sitting over there and chanting the names of Lord Ram. Right? So it's good to say Jai Hanuman, but we have to also walk on the path of Hanuman ji. Then saying Jai Hanuman makes a lot of sense. Then Hanuman ji will come and dance with you. Right? Otherwise we just say Jai Hanuman and just don't take names of Lord Ram. Then क्या फायदा है? हनुमान जी बोलेंगे जा भाई क्या चाहिए तुझे? हनुमान चालीसा गाते हैं हम, कुछ मांगते हैं ना, ये चाहिए ले जा, don't come in my sadhana. Hanuman ji will say that. But if we take the names of Lord Ram, there is one who wrote Hanuman Chalisa? Tulsidas. Tulsidas has written one shloka. He says if you worship Lord Ram and then you go in front of Hanuman ji on the altar of Hanuman ji will jump from that altar, come down with you and dance in the glories of Lord Ram. That is Hanuman ji. If we worship Lord Ram. Right? So that is the importance of and the glories and mahima of name, Naam. So it's very important to chant. Of course, that doesn't mean we should not read Gita. We should learn Gita, read Gita, memorize shlokas. We should be doing it. But essence is chanting. Krishna is telling so many shlokas. Acharyas are talking about it. Right? So that is the most confidential knowledge, and that is the process of achieving Krishna by chanting. Right? I will stop over here. And some more things are there that we will take to the third series, the third class, what is going to be next Saturday. So what we discussed over here, we started with the goal to attain Krishna, and if we have to attain Krishna, whom we have to ask? Ask Krishna only. So Krishna is given in Bhagavad Gita how to attain him. Then we discuss on the glories of Bhagavad Gita. This one book, it is just not a book which is having some words written in it. It is transcendental literature. Transcendental means not of this world. Divya. It's Divya Gyan. It is not of this world. All other things are of this world. This speaker or this mic works in a certain way. Tomorrow someone else will come and make a better invention, and this mic will no more be of any use. So that is material knowledge. It goes. But Divya knowledge, it is eternal. 5000 साल से चल रहा है. आगे भी चलेगा. चलते रहेगा. Divya Gyan. Right? So then we discuss what are the glories of Bhagavad Gita. This is supreme because it is spoken by Krishna himself. The Bhagavad Gita is to be compared like a cow, milk of the cow, and cow is like those big and huge volumes of Upanishads and the Vedas, and Krishna is like a milkman who is removing the essence which is milk and giving us in very nice and palatable way. That is Bhagavad Gita. Then we discussed about glories. Then we discussed about what is there in Bhagavad Gita. What are the topics which are discussed in Bhagavad Gita? Which are the 5 topics? Who is God? Who am I? Third, nature or Prakriti, time, Kala, Karma. And it speaks about what is the karma we should be doing by which we go to God. And the karmas are divided into Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, and fourth one is Bhakti Yoga. All these yogas are very powerful by which we can reach the Supreme Lord, but in Kali Yuga specifically, Bhakti Yoga is given more prominence. And then Krishna speaks about so many shlokas of Bhakti Yoga, which he tells how we do the process, the importance of Bhakti Yoga. What we saw first is Yoginam Api Sarvesham. Among all the yogis, Krishna says that person who always remember me in the core of his heart is what is the topmost yogi. Then we discuss Sarva Dharma Paritraja Mam Ekam Sharanam Raj. Aham Tam Sarva Papebhyo Moksha Isha Mahasucha. कुछ भी होना जिंदगी में महासूचा याद रखना. एकदम आगे से गाड़ी आ रहा है, इधर ब्रेक मारा, पता है वो 1 सेकेंड में यू नो गड़बड़ होने वाला है. महासूचा हो. वैसे छोड़ मत देना हैंडल को पकड़े रहना, बट कृष्णा विल सेव, डोंट वरी. महासूचा हो. ये शब्द बहुत हेल्प होप गिविंग होता है. कभी कभी जिंदगी में इतने कठिनाई आती है, सब होप छूट जाते हैं. महासूचा हो. Krishna has said, and he said it to all of us, not only to Arjuna. Mahasucha, right? And then we saw how Krishna. So we know that we have to surrender to Krishna. That's what he says. Surrender unto me. And then we discuss how to surrender. How to surrender में कौन सा चैप्टर डिस्कस किया हमने? भगवद गीता चैप्टर नंबर 9. And the name of the chapter is मोस्ट कॉन्फिडेंशियल नॉलेज. भगवान ने अंडरलाइन करके रखा मोस्ट कॉन्फिडेंशियल नॉलेज. और इसमें से हमने 3 श्लोका पे डिस्कशन किया बहुत ब्रीफली. फर्स्ट वी डिस्कस्ड ऑन सततम कीर्तन तो माम, where the standard is satatam. You have to always kirtan, do my kirtan. Second we discussed on yad karoshi, yad rasnasi, yad jajoshi, dadashi, yad whatever you do, eat, work, offer it to me, Baba. I am sitting over here. And third, man mana bhava man bhakto man yaji maham namaskuru. And that is why we chant. So we'll conclude this session today by saying that it's very very important that we chant Hare Krishna. Chanting is the most important thing. We have to take beats, actually sit and chant. Someone will say, oh, I'll chant just in the bike, in driving. That's okay, that's fine. But if we really want to set up a personal relation with Him, chanting is nothing but talking to the Lord. I am starting a process of talking to the Lord. Just like if I have to talk to you, I take the phone and talk. The phone over here is this network है. भगवान से connect होगा. And then you chant. And when we chant, we don't do anything else. It takes us 7 minutes, 7 to 7.5 minutes to chant one round. It doesn't take much time. 4 माला chant करना है तो 28 minutes लगेंगे, ज़्यादा नहीं. 28 minutes is how much? Only 2% of your entire 24 hours. 1440 minutes होते हैं एक दिन में. 28 minutes is 14 into 2, correct? So 2%. 98% आपके पास है. भगवान बोला 2% से चालू करो. 98% तो है तेरे पास, right? तो हमें वो भी बहुत ज़्यादा दिखता है. 4 माला is nothing. You have to start with 4 rounds and then slowly go to 10, 8, 16, right? So I conclude on this that chanting is most important thing, and I request all of you with folded hands, please take up this process. Don't delay anymore. Delay मत करो. एक कमिटमेंट लेना चाहिए. भगवान जब ऊपर से देखते हैं ना, भगवान बोलना चाहिए मेरा बच्चा है, बाहर आने का ट्राई कर रहा है मटीरियल वर्ल्ड से. नहीं तो भगवान हमको इतने सालों से जन्मों से देख रहे हैं, अभी भी उधर ही फर्स्ट स्टैंडर्ड में बैठा है. Sorry, it's for me, not for you. I'm still sitting in first standard. भगवान को भी लगना चाहिए ना, मेरा लड़का प्रयास कर रहा है बाहर निकलने का, फिर भगवान और मदद करेंगे. बट हम प्रयास ही नहीं करेंगे. जपा इज नथिंग बट प्रयास. जपा इज माय अटेम्प्ट टू शो टू द लॉर्ड दैट आई एम ट्राइंग. राधानंद महाराज का एक अच्छा ये है स्टोरी है कि वो एक वृंदावन में थे पहले, इस्कॉन में आने से पहले. तो एक बाबा जी के पास रहते थे रात को सोने के लिए, और वो घर भर कुछ नहीं रहता, वो लोग रास्ते पे वहां पे सोते थे वृंदावन में. और वहां पे एक शेर घूमता था पहले. अभी तो वृंदावन में शेर है ही नहीं, सब पूरा बिल्डिंग हो गया. तो वहां पे शेर होते थे. तो बाबा जी एक लकड़ी लगते थे, छोटा सा लकड़ी आकर्षित बड़ी थी. और वो महाराज आज भाई कीपिंग दिस स्टिक, जरा टाइगर्स हो हियर, इफ ही कम्स देन आई एम कीपिंग दिस स्टिक. टाइगर के लिए इतना लकड़ी क्यों? वो बाबा जी बोले टाइगर तो वो बचाएंगे, भगवान ही बचाएंगे टाइगर से, बट ये मुझे भगवान को दिखाना है ना कि मैं भी कुछ प्रयास कर रहा हूँ, इसलिए लकड़ी रख रहा हूँ. इट्स अ फैक्ट. We will look after our children, right? But if our children is not doing any prayers, we'll get the best food and give it to him. But तोंडच उघडणार तो किती करणार होतो? We will not at least just to open and eat. So we have to do that prayers. So we have to show to the Lord, I'm doing prayers. I'm doing prayers to get out. That is japa. That is coming to satsang. A for association, B for books. I'm doing prayers. I'm reading. I'm opening the cover. उसको वैसे नहीं रख रहा हूँ. I'm trying to understand what is there in these words of Bhagavad Gita. That is prayers. A, B, C is for chanting, and D for diet. That is prasadam. I'm living. I'm following the four equality principles slowly. Whatever you have written in Gita, I'm trying to follow yatha shakti. Please help me. And then Krishna will give you intelligence. That also we'll speak some other time. You can speak one full day on Gita, or so many things are there. He actually gives intelligence. और हमको बहुत devotees का experience है. जो वो लोग सोचते थे impossible था, because he became a devotee, it became possible. Not material things. Promotion नहीं मिल रहा था, promotion मिला नहीं. Promotion कुछ नहीं मिलेगा. Spiritually, what he thought he will not be able to do, he was able to do. Krishna makes arrangements. Right? So that is Krishna. He is very, very merciful. We take one step towards him, he will take 10 steps. But he will not force. That is our God. He doesn't force you. He is just silently waiting. When you turn back, he will embrace you. Right? So we will conclude over here saying that the essence of Bhagavad Gita is, what is the essence of Bhagavad Gita? बस इतना काफी. बाद में भगवान और knowledge slowly देंगे. And we will see in third session, which is next Saturday, which I will tell you, please don't miss it, how to practically do devotional service. अभी तो हमने मालूम पड़ गया, essence is Krishna, how to attain Krishna, devotional service, which is most confidential knowledge. Now how to practically do it as a grahastha, that we will see in the last session. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.